Welcome back to Tintin in Tibet. So after 3 days walk, we come to a Lama monastery. And yes, that's the narrator's
Lama
voice.
spelled with 2 L's, you plebs.
We're
saved!
Very good. Oh, trust me, Tintin. We are not saved, as you're about to see.
Of course.
Alright, you be the monk.
Goody.
She looks like someone's mum wearing a weird hat.
Welcome to the monastery. You will brave many dangers to
It's actually a he, Dwebs. Monks, you know.
save your friends. But now you must go home. Fuck you.
Without Chang, alas.
Just get over it.
Alright, so...
Tintin. Keep asking him to get over something.
Alright, so... The Lama Monastery is a very different level than all the ones we've done up until this point. Why? Oh, I'll be this guy. Welcome, stranger. Listen to the drums. Not those drums. Shut up. Anyway...
Not even your eardrums.
Anyway, yeah. The big difference with the Lama Monastery and the other levels is that this is a puzzle-driven level. The game decided to suddenly... Yeah, first we have to do a rhythm puzzle. Don't worry, we don't have to replicate the exact rhythm, fortunately. We just have to we just have to replicate the notes in the same order that they did.
Well, Pedro, wanna guess that they couldn't implement that because of a console limitation, otherwise they would have certainly done that.
Probably. Anyway, yeah. Fortunately, this level in particular has a bigger time limit than the others. It's still not that much though, and trust me, the second puzzle of this level can be quite time consuming if you're not used to it. And can potentially ruin your playthrough of this level. You'll see what I mean by now. So yeah, let's try and get this right. So yeah, I don't remember in the book and the cartoon the llama's suddenly trapping Tintin. Here, play drum with us, and you cannot leave until you do so.
Although, to be fair, that's kind of something that would happen in a Tintin story.
Oh, by the way,
anyone I've heard of.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that the monks slowly walking and praying can hurt us?
Because of course.
It's because you're disturbing their prayers.
You're fucking with their chi.
Yeah. How dare you?
You monster.
Also, this music sucks.
It's
Yes,
generic. And it's not even
I know it's generic and bad generic too. That's why it sucks. Ah, kids!
But to be fair, children hurt you.
I wonder if this is a clue for an order of something.
Okay.
There's a cross.
A somewhat cross with a snowflake or whatever the hell that is.
I think this kid's cross with the world.
I'm gonna love how he's painting the exact same spot over and over.
It's not perfect, have it?
That's my turn to say to console limitations.
I am the Stanley Kubrick of wall painters.
Alright, so those are the symbols in their order. Got that? Good.
Alright then.
Ah, closed door. I guess we have to go.
Yeah, you need to get on the stairs.
What do closed doors to this now?
No, Dwebs. Fortunately, Tintin can be stupid, but not Sign's level of stupid. Alright, moving on.
This music kind of reminds me of some minor ambience from Age of Empires 2, but done even worse from that.
I feel like this doesn't really have any substance.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It's just someone, pressing the same button on the keyboard. Ton, 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 ton.
That's like one of those mobile keyboards you can download.
That's basically that's basically how these tunes were composed for the most part. Can you help me to sort our library?
Shira, you do not diss GarageBand.
Yeah, to be fair, the job done with this is worse when we do.
Alright, so...
Whip's cat piano is the greatest thing to exist.
Oh goody, bookshelf.
What piano, sorry?
Cat piano.
Basically, the monks apparently are lazy fucks who don't want to sort out their library themselves, so that we have to do it for them, otherwise we can't leave.
Well, of course.
I don't remember this happening in the book. It,
Probably was like in a montage or something.
like, could you be any more desperate for video game levels that you had to pull this completely out of your ass? Anyway, there you go. So the puzzle consists in you have to make piles of books, and they all have to be the same color. In this, and the books that are at the very bottom of each pillar cannot be removed. So that's your cue to say, okay, the green ones go here, the red ones go there, all that stuff. You can only pile 4 books per. What?
Answer the riddle.
Yeah, answer the riddle. You can only put 4 books in each pile at max, meaning you have to consistently try your best to get the books out of the way so you can try to put in. So you're gonna have to, unless you're used to this puzzle. Fortunately, I've quite experienced at this puzzle, so I have a basic understanding of how to get this done relatively quickly.
It looks like a real pain in the ass.
It is. The first time you do this, it will be a pain in the ass because, yeah, and I have to constantly move this book around so I can tick out those so I can put the red ones in there. As you can see, this is not exactly the easiest thing to get done. So,
Not really.
fucking green books. Alright. That's okay, guys. We've managed to get... Now we're gonna manage to get the red pile done. There you go. Tintin in Tibet! Moving books from place to place!
Excitement.
Can you believe the excitement? The adventure! We could be having a level about how, you know, you could be having a level about an action set piece. Like I said in the previous part, like one particular good choice that Ubisoft done with their Spielberg tie-in. Yeah, was it? Wait, wasn't it 2011?
Sorry. No, yeah, my mistake. Sorry.
Their 2011 Spielberg movie tie-in game is basically making it an Uncharted clone, which makes sense. I mean, the kind of gameplay that Uncharted does feels exactly right when it comes to all the stuff that Tintin does in the cartoon, in the comics.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense. And it wasn't that good, but it was definitely the best Tintin game I've played, at least. Thank you.
It came with a terrible movie.
Yeah, it did, sadly. But hey, we got Jamie Bell and Andy Serkis doing the voices. That's something.
Yay. Well, I guess it was customary considering the Serkis doing voices and motion capture roles for Ninja Theory games.
All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Why do you ask?
This Discord's frozen on me. I can't click anything.
Well, don't do it.
Don't
time.
Don't worry. Just this is not gonna be that long anyway. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so next puzzle is a symbols puzzle. Can you put these signs in the right order? Yeah, these monks are lazy fucks who cannot get any shit done.
Maybe there's just jolly people who want to troll Tintin like crazy.
I guess it's better than randomly shooting him for no reason. And yes, Shiroi, that does happen in one of the books. Tintin dares to ask people who are fixing a plane if they want help, and what do? They shoot him in the fucking
Without
head.
even asking, they just shoot straight at him.
Should first ask questions later?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Anyway, now we have an audio puzzle. He
said, listen to the highest bell.
And the lowest one. So he showed us which one is the highest and which one is the lowest. And we have to basically deduce from the scale which is... and there you go. He just rang the highest bell. So all I have to do is go here. There you go. Fortunately, I got lucky in this one. That's the one. Okay, moving on.
Jeez.
Oh, hi, dude. Whoa. You have forgot... I can see the horn of the yak.
What the fuck?
A cave. I see a young boy stretched out.
Stretched out.
Who's that approaching him? The Yeti! AKA the abominable snowman, for those who don't know.
He's seen Chang.
Actually, that's me.
Alive.
He's seen Chang.
Sorry.
He's alive. I'm sure of it. Now it's you.
Surely, to goodness, you don't believe. in that flying saucer.
Fun fact, Shiroi, this particular square is taken straight from one of the panels of the comic. I'm off tomorrow. And this is the we arrived at the mountain theme. Okay.
What the fuck?
3 days we walked, and this
This
cave...
cave must be the Yetis.
Yeah, what Web said.
I thought I could render movie
What?
maker stuff and Discord at the same time, but I guess I can't.
Okay, composers, I get that you're not doing a very popular game, especially considering back in this day, video games were most popular in America, but you have to try harder than not at all, if you don't mind.
Oh no, the Yeti is approaching.
Okay, this level is...
The Yeti shadow can hurt you.
Yes, not just... Well, it can move, Teo, remember, anything that moves can kill you. But
it's a shadow.
Shiroi, anything that moves can kill you. Anyway...
Anything.
Yeah, like that rock right there.
Wait a minute, are those ice physics I see right there?
Yes. Anyway...
Boy.
Okay, this level is fucking nightmarish. Why? The Yeti shadow hurts you 2 life points instead of 1. Hold on, Teo, I'm not done. Combine that with the fact that there's always rocks coming out of everywhere, and you don't really have any way of knowing the first time you're
There's no
playing.
drop shadow.
Exactly, there's that too, yeah.
What happens? Does the shadow spook Tintin so much it actually affects his health?
Okay, we have to... The shadow cannot hurt us as long as we're hiding. It's basically King's Quest 5 logic, where we have to hide behind the rock, so he doesn't see us, I guess. We don't actually fight the Yeti, we just dodge his shadow. And now his shadow's chasing us! Ah! So yeah, as you can see, the first time you get to this stage, unless you're cheating like I am, you're gonna die. And game over. And start the game from the last password. There's no way you're actually gonna be able to complete this level the first time. Because there's way too much shit stacked against you. And Tintin has no means of defending himself already. So, there you go. What the fuck is the Yeti even doing?
It's pursuing you.
Yeah, apparently having so great magical powers where that he's able to project the shadow and he's able to hurt people.
And you know what, Seto? Aside from these obstacles being bullshit, the level itself is actually really short.
Yeah, it's linear as fuck. So many platforms.
Dwips?
Lives it?
Sorry, I was just in text. Chang, it's me, Tintin, blah blah blah.
Oh, jolly tears.
Let's just say, Shiroi, this works a lot better in the cartoon and book because they had to abridge the story for gameplay reasons, obviously. Anyway, let me tell you the whole story. Time for backstory. Alright, here we go. I've boarded this plane for Kathmandu. And we ran into a violent storm. And then Bane showed up and he hijacked the plane.
Of course!
When all of a sudden there was a terrible crash. After this, I was lying in this... So there you go, Shiro. It turns out Tintin's dream was indeed prophetic.
Tintin's a fucking prophet.
In the half-light of the cave, 2 eyes stared at me. Hello, come here often?
Charming.
Do you live here?
The Yeti used to bring me food.
But it tries to eat me.
So yeah, basically, Shiroi, what happens in the book, Shiroi, is the Yeti kind of takes a liking to Chang, and it decides to basically adopt him of sorts, and basically the Yeti kind of becomes his adopted son of sorts. And then we have at the end, basically, even though they saved him from the Yeti, and we even have the Yeti even do a little cry of sadness when Chang goes away with Tintin. So basically, trying to, and Chang even voices that, even though obviously Chang is hopeful that the hunters will never find the Yeti, and stuff. So the story ends on a very ambiguous, bittersweet note where the Yeti was actually not a bad creature at all. It just took. In fact, it was because of the Yeti that Chang managed to survive in the first place. So it's a really good, nice, bittersweet ending for the book. The problem is that this game doesn't even try to get that across. It just basically, yeah, and that's it. And this is the actual final panel of the book itself.
Where'd the music go?
No, the credits don't have any music. Oh, well, to be fair to us, considering how terrible the music of this game is, it's kind of a blessing in disguise when you think about it.
I don't want a melody. I don't want a credits melody of all the terrible music we've heard.
But it's like you said, Pedro, at least try.
We've tried Dwibs and they failed. So now I'm afraid I have to give them an F and boot them out of the class. Anyway, so that was Tintin in Tibet. Shiroi, since you're not even a Tintin fan in general, you're probably the most unbiased of us all. So go ahead, and what do you think of the game?
I mean, it looks good, but that's as far as the positive things go from me. I mean,
Yeah.
The gameplay is bullshit, and the music just... I already don't really remember it, aside from that... See, I can't even remember what stage it's from, I'm sorry, but I think it's the one with the mountain climbing, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. But only because it's so ridiculous. But, yeah, this wasn't very good.
Not at all. Okay, Dwibs, what do you think of the game?
Okay, to be more elaborate, yeah, it's really boring. I mean, I'm nearly half asleep now thanks to this video.
I think you were just tired.
Well, that too, but it's a combination of both. This game didn't help. But yeah, the top of the atrocious music, it looks cheap as fuck, and yeah, fuck, it's rubbish. Next.
Two.
It's weird, as I mentioned. It has really good stuff like the presentation and the idea of trying to be close to the comic, well, as well as the cartoon, because they are technically the same in terms of adaptation. But everything else just falls flat, and the music also doesn't help. But everything else, the cheap difficulty, the wonky controls and everything, no, it just doesn't work. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's clear that at the very end, they just didn't try it anymore because 4 panels created without music, and that's it.
Phone. Excuse me.
Anyway, that's all for me.
Yeah, the game does a good job in looking exactly like the comic and the cartoon by extension. And that's really it. The problem is that the developers were focusing way more on making the game look beautiful than actually making it fun to play. And that's just the problem right there. And considering how the sequel to this game, Prisoners of the Sun, uses the exact same engine, you'd think by then, okay, now they have the engine already and the sprites already pre-made for them, so now they have no excuse to focus all their development and resources into making that game fun to play, especially because, as me and Tim have said, Prisoners of the Sun is a much better game a much better book to adapt into a game than Tibet. Mm-hmm. What if I tell you that Prisoners of the Sun is even worse than this one?
Joyful foreshadowing.
Tune in for that game, everybody.
See ya.